Hi students, welcome to this main campus residence hall housing registration tutorial. My name is Jean Wilwell. I'm the Senior Director in the Residential and Commuter Life Office. You will see our contact information there. If you have any questions after viewing this tutorial, feel free to email us at housing@longwood.edu or give us a call at 434-395-2080, or you can stop by our office located on the ground floor of Eason Hall in room G13. So just to start off with, wanted to talk a little bit about the housing options for next year. When you're participating in the registration process for residence halls, you are able to sign up for rooms without filling all spaces in the room. So what that means is when you're a student signing into a room or into a specific suite, if you don't have a specific roommate chosen, you can still sign up for that room without a roommate during the registration process, and then the other space would just be available to another student that's signing up for housing. I get this question each year about single rooms in the residence halls. Will any be available? What we will do is during housing registration, we will also have a form available in the Housing Gateway called a single room lottery form. Okay, so each student participating in the housing registration process that's interested in a single room will initially sign up for a double room. And then after they sign up for that double room, they can go in and they can submit the single room lottery form. Then later in the semester, once the RCO office determines how many single rooms we can make available for students, we will then contact students that submitted the lottery form and let them know if we're able to provide them with a single room. Please note there is a cost increase for a single room compared to the double room rate, so you'll want to take a look at that on our housing rate sheet, which is available on our website. So the residence hall registration process will take place March 18th to March 20th. If you are a student that's planning on signing up with specific roommates or suite mates, what you will need to do is to create a roommate group in the Student Housing Gateway, and I will be showing you how to do that in a few moments here, okay? And also just wanted to reiterate that double rooms are what will be available during the registration process to self-assign to, and if you are a student interested in a single room, you will then also submit that single room lottery form. As I talked about before, roommate groups can consist of both roommates and suite mates. So if you and your roommate that you're planning on living with next year have found other students that you want to have be your suite mates, you all would form just one roommate group, all of you together, and then one person from your group will sign everybody up for that suite. Housing registration will be conducted each day from 10 to 4 p.m. in the Housing Gateway. You do need to enable pop-ups in your web browser when using the Housing Gateway. If the device you're using, you've already used it in the past to access the Housing Gateway, then you've already enabled pop-ups. If you're using a new device, you might need to enable them. What would happen is if you haven't enabled them yet, when you go into your web browser and you log in the Housing Gateway, a message will come up on the right-hand corner top of the screen. They'll ask you to enable pop-ups in your web browser, and you just say yes, and then they'll be enabled and you'll be able to continue on in the Housing Gateway. During this registration process, one person from your group will sign up the whole group for the assignment. So for example, if you have a group of 4 of you that want to sign up for a suite together, you just need one person from that group to actually sign up the group for the suite. I will show you how that roommate group form works in a moment here, and how the registration process will work on the day that you register as well. So next, I just want to go through each day of the registration process so you understand which day you should sign up for housing. So the first day of registration will be on Monday, March 18th. This will be the day for students with 40 to 55 completed credits. Okay, so for example, if I myself have 45 completed credits, I can register for housing this day and sign up myself and everybody who's a part of my group. So if, let's say, I have, those 45 credits, and let's say my roommate that I want to sign up with only has 25 credits. I can sign myself up and my roommate on this day as long as I'm the person logging in, because I have 45 completed credits. And as I mentioned before, you can register without filling a room to full occupancy. Just the space that's left open will be available to any other students during the registration process. Then the next day for registration will be on Tuesday, March 19th, and that will be for students with 39 or less completed credits. This will be their day to log into the Housing Gateway and register for a residence hall room or suite. Then the last day of registration is junior and senior room selection. So during the residence hall registration process, we have sophomores go first in the process, and then juniors go on the third day. Since juniors and seniors get first preference in the apartment communities and go earlier in that process, we run the process with sophomores going first for the residence halls. So juniors and seniors, anybody with 56 or more completed credits, this would be your day to register. It would be on Wednesday, March 20th. And if you have 56 or more credits, you'll be able to log into the Housing Gateway and select your housing assignment. Just some helpful tips and reminders. As I mentioned earlier, double room accommodations will be available during the main campus registration process. If you're a student that would prefer a single room, you will submit the lottery form. The lottery form will only allow you to submit it if you've already signed up for housing. So you have to sign up for a room first and then submit the lottery form. And that lottery form will be available that entire week that we're doing the residence hall registration process. So you can submit that form on the day that you register for a housing space. The housing rates for next year are published on our website. As I mentioned earlier, I would recommend that you take a look at the cost difference between a single and a double room, so that if you are a student that is requesting a single room, just make sure that you've discussed that with your family or financial provider, so you make sure that that's something that will fit within your financial plan for next year. Students can access the Student Housing Gateway through the RCL website or directly at the link below. The link to the Student Housing Gateway is also available on the Lancer dashboard on the main university website, and that link will be provided in every reminder email that is sent out about housing registration. Always tell students to talk amongst your roommates about what your first choice of place to live is and what your second choice is. So that way, if your first choice is full on the day you register, the person who's registering your group kind of knows where you guys want to sign up second. What we will be doing for students after each day of the residence hall registration process, we will post an announcement on our website indicating how many rooms remain available in each of the different residence halls. So for example, we would let you know like how many male rooms are left in Johns, how many female rooms are left in Johns, how many female rooms in register, how many male rooms in register. That update will be typically up on the website by 6 p.m. The night before your registration day, so you can take a look at that. The other thing that's really important is to make sure your roommates or suite mates have accepted membership in your group prior to your registration day. And I'll be showing you that roommate group form in a moment here. So now what I'm going to do is take you through and show you what the roommate group form looks like and how you form your roommate groups. And then also, I will show you what the housing registration process will look like on the day you register for housing. So first you're going to log into the Student Housing Gateway. This page should look very familiar to you. You'll just log in with your Lancer NetID and password. Once you log in, you will see your name highlighted in yellow and something called an RMS ID number. And so what that RMS ID number is and why it's important is when you're forming a roommate group, the person that's creating the group will need to get the RMS ID number for each of the people they're going to invite to the group. And so each student can find that number right here on the welcome screen in the Student Housing Gateway. You'll also see on this screen underneath the continuing registration area there are 3 buttons. One is residence hall registration, one is roommate group form, and one is view completed credits. So the roommate group form and the view completed credit buttons, those are available now in the Student Housing Gateway. So you can create your roommate group at any time prior to your registration date. And you can also go in to view your completed credits if you're unsure of how many completed credits you have. You simply can just click on that button and the system will tell you how many that you have. The residence hall registration button will be available once we get to the dates for the residence hall registration process. So you won't see that button right now, but once we get to the dates of the process, that button will be available to students. So first I want to show you the roommate group form. So all the instructions are on screen for you. So it's a very simple form, but I'm going to walk you through it just to make sure you know how to use it. So if I'm creating a roommate group, I'm going to click on that green Create Group button at the bottom of the screen. Once I click on that button, I'm going to be brought to this screen here. In this example, I have created this roommate group. That's why my status is leader. Leader doesn't give you any special powers. It's just a way for the system to denote who created the group. In this example, you'll see that I've already invited 2 people to the group, and I'm looking to invite a 3rd person to my suite. So I've invited Betty, and Betty has also already accepted membership in the group, and that's why her status is listed as member. I've invited Courtney. She has not accepted membership yet, so her status is still an invited. And now I'm inviting another person for the group, so I clicked on that green invite button. And in the search box, I'm going to put in the RMS ID number. Once I put that number in, I'm going to click on the search button there, and it will bring up that individual's name. If that's the name of the person that I wanted to invite to my group, I will simply click on that green select button to add them to the group, and their name will appear above in the list with the other students that have been invited. Then all I need to do is click on the finish button, and that will submit my roommate group into the Student Housing Gateway. Once that happens, you will get a confirmation message indicating that your submission has been received. Each student that you invited to the group will also receive emails letting them know that they've been invited to the roommate group, and it will provide them with instructions to log into the Housing Gateway, click on the roommate group form, and follow the on-screen directions to accept membership in the group. So what will happen when somebody who's been invited to be a member of the group logs into the Housing Gateway, clicks on the roommate group form, they will be brought to this screen. Next to their name, there will be 2 buttons. One will say accept and one will say decline. So if a student wants to be a part of the roommate group and sign up with everyone, they will click on the accept button. If they don't want to live with the group, they will decline it. Then they will click finish at the bottom of the screen, and that will save their submission on the form. Then everybody who's been invited to the roommate group will all receive emails giving them an update that so-and-so has now accepted membership in the group. If at any time you want to verify that everybody has accepted membership in your group prior to your day to register, all you need to do is log in the Housing Gateway, click on the roommate group form, and you'll be brought to this screen here. Underneath the status column, you'll be able to see the status of each group member. You want people's individual status to either be leader or member. If you come here and you still see somebody in invited status, you're going to want to contact them and ask them to go in and accept membership in the group prior to your registration day. Next, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when the person from your group signs up for a room. I also wanted to mention that if you're a student that isn't planning on living with specific people that you already know and have pre-selected, then of course you would not be creating a roommate group because you're just signing up by yourself. And you would still use the residence hall registration button to sign up for a room. So when you come to this screen here, if you don't have any roommate group members because you're planning on signing up by yourself, you'll just move on to the second step. If you do have roommate group members, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see an area for roommate group members. And you'll want to just verify that everyone that should be a part of your group is listed below. If you notice that there is someone missing, that means they have not accepted membership in the group. So before registering, you're going to want to call them and ask them to accept that membership before you move forward. But if everybody's listed below, then all you would do is click on the Next Step button. Then you will be brought to this screen here where you'll be able to search for an available room or suite to sign up for. So you can do this one of two ways. You can use the room type description button and bring down the double rooms in the different communities. So say a John's double room, a Moss double room, Register, Sharp double room, and you can bring rooms up that way. The other way you could do it is just click on the community that you see below. But once you do that and you pick the area you want to look for, you will see the results show up on the right-hand side of the screen. These are your available rooms or suites to be able to sign up for. So once you see the suite or room that you want to sign up for, you're going to click on the green, or not the green, the yellow lock icon on the right-hand side of the screen. What that will do is once you click on that yellow lock, it'll remove the room from the list of available spaces so no other student can sign up for it while you're finishing the registration process. So once you go ahead and click on that lock button, you'll be taken to the next screen. On this next screen here, this is where you're going to place you and your roommates in each of the different spaces within the suite. So in this example, this is Moss Suite 513A, 513B. And so with the people that are a part of your group, you'll place either individuals into the appropriate rooms. So 513, the two people placed in 513A will be roommates. Anybody placed in 513B would be roommates. If you get to this screen and you're like, oops, I didn't mean to select Moss 513, you can click on the yellow Release Lock button, and that will take you back to the previous screen where you can select a different room. But if you're sure this is the room that you wanted to select, all you need to do is use those drop downs to place each student in the appropriate room within the suite. Once you do that, all you'll do is click on the Finish button at the bottom of the screen, and then you will get a confirmation message that you have completed the registration process. Each student that was signed up for housing will also receive an email letting them know where they've been signed up for, and that email will also provide a link to register for their meal plan. So one person from your group will sign the entire group up for housing, and then each individual will sign up for their own meal plan. If you have any other questions after viewing this tutorial, please feel free to email us at housing@longwood.edu, or you can call 434-395-2080. Thank you very much.